let's talk about my least favorite books of the year so far since I've read almost 50 books already. Recently, I did a video on my top 5 books. Of course, I had to do my worst 5 books, unfortunately. So I've definitely read some unfortunate reads this year already, and the year just started. So I'm kind of sad about that, but these are my top 5 in no particular order. And I will preface this by saying that some of these books I don't really remember what they're about because I blocked that shit out once I finished them and hopefully never have to remember them again. But the first one over here, which I think is gonna be very controversial, is Wild Dark Shore. I don't know what this book is about, guys. I genuinely blacked out while reading this book. I just remember feeling very unsatisfied at the end of it and not enjoying my entire time reading it. So this is the top of my list, unfortunately. Then I have Omen Girl. I read this during my readathon last month and I did not like this book. It was so bad. And the crazy thing is that I spoke about this with one of my friends. We went to ALA together and we both got the same book. And she had told me that she also, I think she DNF'd it. I'm not entirely sure, but she did not like the book either. So at least I was not alone in my sentiment, but it was not good. I thought it was going to be really interesting because it was about magic and this girl, but it just was not what I expected. And the story was not great. The characters weren't developed well. It was just a hot mess. Then I have Stone Blind, which I just finished during my last readathon that I did this month. And this is another one where I'm very sad about because I love Greek mythology and this is supposed to be like a prequel of Medusa. But I feel like Medusa's actual story was not well fleshed out because her story, even though this is about her, was actually a very, very minuscule part of the entire book. So I went in expecting a very thorough, deep dive into Medusa's life, and I felt like Medusa's story in this book was maybe 20%. The rest was about the Olympian gods meddling with each other and whatnot. So, not what I expected. It was not great. Then I have Vanishing Deep, and I really wanted to enjoy this one because I've read Astrid's previous books and they were really great. However, this one was not great for me. I felt like the premise itself sounded really promising, but the execution of it was actually kind of disappointing. So, did not love this one at the end of the day. Then the last one on here is For She Is Wrath. This is another one where honestly I don't remember too much about, but I remember being really invested in the beginning of the book. It started off so strong, ended poorly. That's all I can really say about it. I want to say there were some female themes in here, but I just remember I being super disappointed at the end of the book and ultimately not really enjoying it that much. So these are my top 5. Very unfortunate, but I'm really hoping that as I continue reading more books this year, I will have more amazing reads than disappointing ones.